Welcome back to Mark and Andrew's Baby Back Bachelor's Degree Backhand Backward Backboard Bacterium Book Reviews. Today we will be talking about a classic, The Book Thief, written by Markus Zusak about a girl during World War II.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm something of a book thief myself. These are the books that I've stolen. So, Lizel.
Alright, let's talk about the setting. So this book takes place mainly late 1930s, mid to early 1940s. It takes place World War II, Germany. So it's a small town called Mulching. It's right next to Munich, big city, and the characters, they not in the best economic situation.
Sometimes people are a little tight for money, and that is okay, Andrew. That is okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about the characters. Now, Liesel, she's a foster kid. Parents, Hans and Rosa Huberman. Liesel, she's really smart, you know. She really likes to learn, and she is the book thief. And so let's talk about Death. Death is the narrator of the story. Death, the Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call it. And it's a really nice take on a kind of tired series that I think really spiced the book up and which has made it just such a real classic. Let's talk about Max Vandenberg. He's a Jewish refugee living with the Hubermans. And him and Liesel form an uneasy friendship that really blossoms into something beautiful throughout the book.
One of my favorite characters in the book is Rudy Steiner. He's got blonde hair, and Liesel describes it as looking like lemons. I don't know how hair can look like lemons, but there you go. We also have Liesel's foster parents, Hans and Rosa Huberman, who are wonderful people who took in this Jewish man who was in trouble and gave him a home. Hans, he plays a mean accordion. What can I say? He tears the house down. Rosa, sort of a mean old bag, but she has a kind heart. Deep, deep, deep down inside of her.
Yeah, the plot. So we kind of base that in the setting, but let's review. So the story, a young girl living in a small town in World War II Nazi Germany. Now, you may think, oh, what could this book be about? Is it about them joining the SS or something? No, you're wrong. It's actually about finding love in a place where there's so much coldness and just terrible things happening.
Once again, the story takes place in Himmel Street, a little town called Mulching. And that's pretty much the entire plot of the book.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about there. Let's talk about the conflict in the book. Conflict, sorry.
Ooh, silly Andrew.
Yeah, classic me. Now, the conflict, it's really not an outward conflict. It's Liesel trying to fight out her own demons of losing her brother, her mother, her father, you know, the whole shebang. And, you know, she's silently fighting with so much around here. World War II isn't the only war happening in Germany.
During the 1940s, there's a war in Liesel's head as well. Now, the perspective of this story, we talked about how Death is a narrator, but he's also one of the main characters. He is seeing the story through his eyes, and he's actually reading The Book Thief that was written by Liesel Miminger back when she was a young.
Yeah, when kids are youngins, they write really good stuff. So I just want to review that. It's such an interesting, fresh perspective that I think really catapulted the book into new heights that it wouldn't have achieved otherwise. And I think it was also very smart of them to introduce Death as a character. He could be anyone, not just this man with a hood and a scythe. I think that's how you say that.
I believe it is as well. Now, the author really did a wonderful job.
Yeah, the author really did a wonderful job writing this book. See, the perspective, it's enticing. See, they tell you what's going to happen while still leaving you wanting more. And I think that's something that not many people could expect to get out of an author. And I think that's something very difficult to write.
I think that Death was kind of a He was an amazing narrator, but he was kind of the worst at the same time because he kept spoiling things that were going to happen in the book. But that was almost genius because it left you wanting more. It left you wondering what was going to happen between now and then. And that really kept me reading and kept me interested the entire time.
Yeah. Facts, fam. Now, I would recommend this book to just about anybody. See, this book anyone can enjoy as long as you really like plot development, character development, that whole circle of things. And if that sounds interesting to you, then I would go buy this book.
I would say that this book is probably the best book for mature readers, young adults, teens, and people who can really handle a book that takes that subject matter to the next level of understanding and comprehending.
Yeah. So what would you rate this book, Mark?
I would give this book a 10 out of 10 or a 12 out of 12.
Okay. I would give this book a 10 out of 10. Let's talk about the themes of this book. What would you say the themes are?
I mean, literacy and power. It literally takes place during a war. Love and hate, kindness and cruelty, everything.
War and peace.
Everything.
Yeah, Leo Tolstoy's a cool guy. Now, that just about wraps up everything we have to say. Hope you enjoyed watching this.
So, thank you for watching this episode of Mark and Andrew's Baby Back Bachelor's Degree Backhand Backboard Backward Bacterium Book Reviews.